July 15 marks the end of YouTube automation. Everyone will get demonetized and AI will no longer be existent on YouTube. That is what a lot of people make you believe this last week with a new YouTube update coming out saying that they are going to crack down on mass-produced generative content. So today I'm gonna walk you through the article, see what it actually means, and give you my opinion on what is going to happen, which channels will get demonetized because of this, and what you can do instead, and maybe right now, to not get your channel demonetized if you're running like an AI generated channel that doesn't have a lot of uniquely made content, so to say. All right, so let's dive right into the article and see what it is saying. So I have the article zoomed in right here. So July 2025, update to the YouTube Partner Program monetization policies. In order to monetize as part of the YouTube Partner Program, YouTube has always required creators to upload original and authentic content. So this has been around for years already. On July 15, 2025, YouTube is updating our guidelines to better identify mass-produced and repetitious content. This update better reflects what inauthentic content looks like today. So basically what it comes down to is that YouTube still plays by the old rules. You still have to make unique content that is transformed and that is not reused from other channels or videos that already exist. So in the past years, if you have a YouTube automation channel, this is already something that you had to think about. And that is also why a few years ago, the Reddit channels and the AI rain sound channels and other sound like meditation channels got demonetized because they didn't have a unique voiceover, or they didn't have enough like switching images or video material. So that's something with the reused content stuff and original and authentic content that has been around already. But now they've seen a rise in AI mass generated content here, the mass produced and repetitious content. So probably just people taking scripts and paraphrasing it with AI, or just even taking the same voiceovers and like attaching another image or video to it. So they are going to crack down on these things, and we're gonna walk through some channels, see what I think will get demonetized, see what doesn't get demonetized, and how you can prepare your channel to not get demonetized from this. And before we do this, I would recommend anyone to at least have an understanding of how the YouTube policies work, what reused content is, what fair use is, and what type of content you can even monetize with, especially YouTube automation. That's what I'm focusing on right now. This doesn't apply to all the YouTube channels. Also, I do long form YouTube automation, so I won't be talking about shorts and making shorts with AI. That's not something that I do. So if you just go to the YouTube help desk, if you go to YouTube help, Google that, you get all these articles here with the updates, like explanation of what kind of content you can monetize, so how this all works, what fair use is, what copyright is, how you can make these faceless YouTube channels using AI, for example, and make it fair use, because that's very important to know. First of all, here, fair use YouTube. Legal doctrine that says use of copyright protected material under certain circumstances is allowed without permission from the copyright holder. In short, what it comes down to, if you run a YouTube automation channel, so a faceless channel, and you use stock material or AI generated images, or maybe real life footage from like sports or news or celebrities, you always have to make it fair use and avoid reused content. And the way you do that is by adding a script and a voiceover to your video. And usually people make these videos with stock material like nature images, or stock material from stock material websites, or from real life clips. Now, the last few months, there has been a rise in AI channels that mass produce videos with like one image in the background and then a text overlay or like a voice overlay on it, or like slow slideshow images from AI produced content. So what I think is going to happen is that mostly the channels that use like one still image as a video, or not even an image, which I'm going to show you in the videos too, are going to be deleted. So honestly, I think if you even put in the slightest amount of effort in making like a slideshow image video that slides every 5-6 seconds, I think you're going to be completely fine. YouTube often rolls out updates like this. Like every year there is a big update like this where everyone is like, oh my god, this is gonna be the end of my Faceless YouTube channel or the end of my YouTube channel and I'm not gonna be able to run it anymore. But usually it is not as bad as it seems if you actually read these articles, understand what it means and what it does and how it affects your channel and the channels that you are running. Okay, so one last thing for the policies. I know it's a bit boring to read these, but it's really important to understand what it means. Here, the YouTube channel monetization policies. So what you have to understand that is really important is what YouTube looks at when they review your channel. So if you are currently running a channel already and you're scared that you're gonna get demonetized because of the content that you're making, when YouTube, the algorithm checks your channel for like spam, reused content, copyright, all that stuff, if you are allowed to be in a YouTube partner program, if you have appeal the decision that you got deleted, what the algorithm is going to look at is these things here. So the about section, the metadata, so the titles, thumbnails, and descriptions, the biggest proportion of your watch time, so your most like viral videos, the newest videos, and the most viewed videos. So if right now you have a channel up and you're not sure or you're scared that you're going to get demonetized, I would highly recommend you to, before 15 July rolls around, so you have like 1 week or 8 days, I would make at least 5 videos that have proper video editing, where you have slideshow images a lot or actual video material a lot, and also have like full-on voiceovers on your videos. So make at least 5 videos that are fully made like this. If you are having like right now like AI channels that only have slow slideshow images or just one image in the background or no image in the background at all. Apart from that, like in your about section of your channel, like your homepage, you can actually upload a video for new viewers and old viewers. I would highly recommend you to make sort of like a channel introduction video where you tell the viewers and show the viewers who you are as a channel or yourself, and that you're working with a team on making these videos. So maybe you can show your Excel sheets with all your ideation, with all your videos. Maybe you can scroll over your scripts, how you write them. Maybe you can show your Upwork profile saying, yo, I work with these editors, and maybe you can show parts of your video editing process. Almost all the channels that I make, I will make like a little about section introduction video showing like, hey, this is our channel, this is a team making these videos, we are very passionate about topic X, and this is how we make our videos, like sort of like behind the stage look of how it works. This indicates to YouTube that you're not like just blindly copy pasting with AI softwares, and at least it increases your chances of not getting demonetized a little bit. Also, if you got demonetized, I would highly recommend you to make a video like this, because that is something that YouTube actually looks at. Video metadata, including title, thumbnails, and descriptions. So yeah, don't make a super obvious SEO description that is made with AI, because the systems can just know that nowadays. Okay, so change your descriptions, write it yourself, or make sure that it's not like too obvious that it is AI. Now, these 3, okay, so your most viewed videos, you can't really do anything about it, but the newest video and potentially maybe some watch time, so the new videos you do, just do them with more editing and more changes to it, okay? And that, I think, will already really help you in preventing getting demonetized if you're running a channel right now. And yeah, if you do a new channel, just make sure that you stick to these rules too, all right? So let's go over some channels now that mainly use AI to make their videos, long-form YouTube automation channels, and then we'll like have a look at what probably is gonna get demonetized and what will probably keep on working, okay? So let's see, we start by this channel, which is, in my opinions, the kind of channels that are gonna get demonetized. So this is a cheating stories channel. So channels like this, also like health channels around this, have been really blowing up the last 1 or 2 months. So it's AI generated stories about like cheating and divorces and like nighttime stories and stuff like that. So let me play a little part of the video so that you understand why I think stuff like this is going to get demonetized. So here we go. So it's a 7-minute video, and as you can see, if I hover over this bar, this whole video uses this image, which is, I think, an AI generated image too, as the background of the video.
As she pulls out the stack, Darren speaks up.
So the only thing they did to edit this video is put this image in the background and make a script and a voiceover, and it's all with AI.
Law student. And when the photos, her face.
Now, I don't know if they copied and pasted the script or paraphrased it from another video, or they wrote it themselves with AI. But yeah, I think that YouTube will see this kind of stuff as mass-produced repetitious content and not unique enough and no fair use. Because it's just so boring and easy to make, you know? Maybe people listen to this in the background, but I think this is exactly the stuff that YouTube talks about when they're talking about mass-produced repetitious. Because it just brings no value at all in terms of editing or anything like that. So this is, I think, the #1 kind of channel that will get demonetized. So if you have like a story channel and you don't use a lot of moving parts in it, yeah, start uploading videos right now where you transition at least your AI image every 3 to 5 seconds, or maybe use stock, like nature, stock material videos, or just get an editor to actually edit the video together, okay?
Found out. Under her name.
Now, the second type of channel is this one. So it's like sort of the philosophy channels, like the stoicism kind of channels that make AI scripts based on a certain philosophy and then put together the video with AI moving images. So this channel, let's play a little part.
What if I told you that the very thing you believe makes you attractive is actually making you weak? That most men are getting it.
So this channel does every like 6-7 seconds, they transition to a new AI generated image. They have like CapCut effects of like the smoke and the fire flying, and they do have the captions in screen.
Completely wrong when trying to impress women. Enough. And his mindset.
Now, honestly, I think that channels like this will not get demonetized with this new rule coming in, because even though these are quite easy to make, you can like mass produce the images like this. You still have to put it in place. You still have to put the effects there. It's still all moving particles, and it's not just one still image that doesn't do anything. Of course, I don't know how strict these YouTube monetization policies are gonna be, but I can't imagine that YouTube will demonetize all these kind of channels, which do have like a unique script and voiceover, even though it's probably made with AI. But based on how much the videos move around, I think they will not delete or demonetize you if you have a channel like this. They could do it. This is what I think based on what they shared with like the mass-produced repetitious content. But who knows? Okay, next one. This is like the motivational channel. Let's see, they're doing over 100,000 views. So this one is based on, I forgot this guy's name.
For just $67,
let's see what this one does.
You can create unlimited professional 3D videos without ever learning about...
Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a simple question. How much of your life has been stolen by things that didn't matter a week later? How much?
So this video, let's see, they use real life content here, and now they...
But silence, true, intentional silence is rebellion. It is an act of power. Because inside...
They do have slideshows transitioning, but it's only every like 2 minutes or something. Yeah, it's like every 2 minutes they put in a new image, and they do have the CapCut effects like the moving particles and the captions here. It is pretty smart that they show like a real life clip of this guy right here at the start. Maybe they do it at the end too. So this might be like a bit of a safe zone for them, that the first minute they play like a real life clip. And then after it, they like sort of slow down the content and use the still images. Honestly, I think like personally, I wouldn't risk doing this. And at least change up the images every like 5, 6, or even 10 seconds instead of like every 2 or 3 minutes. But I think what they did here is pretty smart. Like the algorithm definitely first looks at the first 30 seconds to 1 minute too, and not at the whole like video. Or they check it, but they're like less strict on the middle parts of the videos, definitely. So kind of in the safe zone, channels like this, but still I would transition these background images a lot more to be in the safe zone and not get demonetized. Which honestly, guys, like if you have a channel like this, let's see, they do 123,000 views. Their videos are 30-ish minutes. Like if you have a channel like this and your RPM is around $7 to $10, maybe even like $10 plus because it's 30-minute long videos, and you're making $3,000 a month, just spend like $200, $300, $400 more on getting a virtual assistant who makes the AI images for you. It's not that much more work for them. It doesn't cost that much more money. And it's definitely a lot cheaper than getting your channel demonetized. Okay, let's see. Next one. So this is like a religious prayer channel. 1.4 million views a month. That's quite a lot. So let's see what they are doing.
You can't expect to see results if you're just walking during the day. Me, lost 15 pounds in 2.
Every morning you face a simple but powerful choice and swirl with...
So they have the typical nature background stock material with the captions over it and then like the moving particles from CapCut. I think that channels like this will not get demonetized with this new rule going in, because it's literally a moving video, you know, it's like a documentary. I don't know how strict these rules are going to be based on like the scripts being made with AI or paraphrased from others, and if they can check that, and how the voiceovers will be with like AI voiceovers, but I don't think that's mass produced repetitious content. Unless you, let's say, do this channel and the background video is just a template video that you use for each video, I think you're good with channels like this.
That's the gospel in one.
If every script is unique and different, if the voiceovers are unique and different, and you have like the different background, moving background, I think you're completely fine running something like this too.
Don't look at the waves. Look at me.
I can imagine YouTube cracking down on even like these kinds of channels unless you blatantly copy and paste the scripts and maybe the background too. Let's see, the Stoke one we had already. Now last one is these like fall asleep to channels. These have been extremely popular last month, and I think you have to be very careful if you're running a channel like this. And the reason for that, I'm going to show you right now. So let's see what this one does right now. Because these kind of channels used to use AI background images that was like slideshows every 5 seconds, which is completely fine. But the problem starts right here at minute 37-ish. Look, because they do like the sleepless child style channels, they do 30 or 40 minutes of edited footage, and then they just go into a black screen with some like effect overlay right here. Let me skip this ad. So look, the rest of the 1.5 hour, they just show a black screen with like the fire overlay. And here it doesn't even have a voiceover anymore. So I definitely think that the sleepless, like fall asleep to channels like this, where they have like a voiceover and images for 30, 40 minutes, but then 2 hours of just black screen. Oh, here they still do the voiceover.
Execute his own.
But here they even stop the voiceover, see? So I think channels like this definitely are going to get demonetized. And you should probably change it up and upload some videos where from the start to the end they have slideshow images and voiceovers. Because yeah, if you think about it, this doesn't make sense, you know? Like 30 minutes of just a black screen with no voiceover, like that's just trying to cheat the system. It brings no value and it's just complete BS if you're honest to yourself. So these are kind of like the types of AI channels that people are running right now, like the religious ones, the storytelling ones, these fall asleep to channels. This is what I think is going to happen to each particular niche or format, if you say so. And again, if you have one of these channels, in the next week, just make sure to upload at least 5 videos that have a full-on voiceover, that have full-on video editing, like slideshow images or video editing for the full video, and stop posting videos right now that have like black screens like this for more than 30 minutes, or just the still images like these storytelling channels, all right? Now, lastly, guys, YouTube automation, faceless YouTube or YouTube in general is not going anywhere. Every single year, there is one update like this where everyone on YouTube is like, this is the end. You can't use this business model anymore. Everyone is going to get demonetized. It's all over, but it never really happens, you know? You have to be smart. You have to understand the rules and adapt your channel and your niche research to what is changing. But don't be afraid with all these sort of like YouTube videos that say that your channel is going to get demonetized and that it's all over, because that is just making you scared, getting the click. And that is honestly what I probably do for my thumbnail too, because that is what does get people to click and actually think about if they are in danger or not. But again, apply what I've talked about here. Start right now and don't wait for it to be too late, because if you get demonetized, it's really annoying. You have to wait 3 months to reapply, and yeah, that's just a waste of time and money. So implement the 5 new videos with full-on editing now if that's one of the channels you're running. Now, real quick guys, if you have a channel like this and you're scared that you will get demonetized, I would highly recommend you to start outsourcing your work to video editors to make your videos unique. In my Faceless YouTuber School, I have modules on how to hire and manage a team and outsource video production with plug and play sheets that you can put in Upwork or Fiverr to get the best editors in the game to work for your channel, and you not having the risk to get demonetized with your channel. It's currently at 40% off for the yearly plan. You get 3 free one-on-one coaching calls with me, and it's a community of almost 80 people running YouTube automation channels. So come join if that's what you want and avoid getting demonetized. Lastly guys, now that you understand what not to do with these new policies coming out, if you're still on the fence of what niche to pick, watch this video that goes in depth on finding your viral YouTube automation niche that does apply to the new rules of YouTube coming out. All right, I'll see you on the next one.